Hello all of you wonderful Go players. We are back with another Go game review, and today we have a 14Q facing a 12Q, and we are going to be reviewing for Black, who is the 14Q. So let's go ahead and start the game. And we have another 3-4 opening and an interesting actually third move. Normally, we see this move as it makes a Shamari facing the open corner and also works quite well with this one because if you make a Shamari here and your opponent can approach, you can pincer as also an extension. But this is interesting. I wouldn't play it, but it's a very interesting move. All right, so we are going for an open side, which is going to be approaching theirs. I think making your own Shamari is, or actually I would probably go here to stop them from approaching with the 3-4. I think making your own Shamari is a little bit better, but it's not like it's really close in value, so it's not that big of a deal. So we go here. You could also change direction if you wanted to, since there is like two open sides. You could also go for a little bit of an avalanche Joseki, or yeah, I think actually it's White's choice now, and then maybe see if you can get some stones on this side. But it is pretty complicated, so if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. This is also fine. All right, so we play a normal move here, and two stones want to jump 3. Keep that in mind. Two stones want to jump 3. And I would go low at this level because low, or being on the third line from the wall, is a lot easier to control the eye space and control the life of the group. Whereas if you go fourth line and you get undercut, it's not bad. It's actually, I know some pros I think actually consider the high move better because it's more influential and more active on the center of the board. But I do find it for 14Qs might be a little bit more difficult to deal with because you start losing your eye space, you start losing your edge space, and you don't really understand the center quite yet. So I think the third line is easier, but just keep in mind that a high third line is also fine. With that being said, I think two stones jumps over 3. And this is a 2-space jump because the black is only jumping over 2, so this is a little bit of a slack move. All right, so White approaches the open corner. We're going here. This is another slack move, I think. This is the Joseki. You saw White just play it, so this is the Joseki. I think 14Q can learn this Joseki now, so do recommend learning it. You play this way. Your opponent, Hane's outside. You come back in, and either they fix the cat either with a connection or a tiger's mouth, and then you can simply jump 1 space or 2 space. I recommend 2 space against the tiger's mouth, 1 space against a solid connection. I've talked about why in other videos, so I don't want to repeat it just yet. But let's go ahead and continue. This is a Joseki, but I would recommend it here. All right, so we are playing, and now we're going for fourth line. We do have a third line here, so it might be possible to develop the top. Okay, very interesting. I think because this group's already settled and this group settled, I think the top side is the next big area. So I would make a Shamari probably, or an approach here. I think both of those are pretty valid, but the idea is to play on the open side, which is the top side. Okay, we are playing the Joseki here, so I don't really understand why you didn't do it down here. I don't understand what the difference is. If you know the Joseki, you know the Joseki, so either you know it or you don't know it, and it looks like you know it. But you do play high a lot. I mean, I prefer low, especially since fourth line wants to come down to the third line. Having 2 fourth lines here makes it very invadable. So it's pretty easy for White to invade here. So I would say I would prefer a third line. So that's my preference. This isn't like the worst move, and it's not like going to lose you the game or anything, but I feel like it's a little bit harder to handle. All right, so we're going here. Yeah, you want to approach because you're pretty far away from your group in general, and your group's fine. So go ahead and apply some pressure on the corner, and even if you get pincered, you can start a fight here, which probably will go in your favor. So I wouldn't be afraid to approach here. So don't be afraid to play the right move. If you are playing the right move and you mess it up, then submit it for a review or ask someone to review it or use gokibets.com or whatever you want to do. But I think it's better to play the correct move first and then mess it up than to be too afraid to play the correct move. So learn how the correct moves work by playing the correct moves. So an approach, and that's a glitch. An approach is better than not approaching. Back to where I was. Okay, your opponent responded and you played 3-3. This is possible. You could also consider a slide here because you do have a stone on the outside. And after you play a slide, you can proceed with the rest of the game. Let's see, largest framework, probably the right side, so maybe you can look at developing with something like this, or maybe just seal it off or jump or something, I don't know. Just something to build your area. You could also look at maybe here, see if you can get an exchange here and here, and then maybe make a big area. You never know. Just build the biggest area up if it's yours. But this is not bad. Not bad. This is also like a very good exchange for you because you were able to connect out and not get surrounded. So that was a very nice 3-3. So you do build it up. I do like that. If you can build it up with a little bit more Sente moves, I think it's a little bit better. But as a 14Q, you're playing on the big area and you're building it up. I think that is a very good move. I think it's accomplishing your goal and doing what you want it to do. I don't like this shape though. I really like to avoid one space jumping next to a stone, and if both are just one stones. The only time I would do it is when the cuts don't work, and in this case it's a lot more solid because there's two stones instead of just one stone. Whereas if you play here, then maybe there's a ladder. Like if you sacrifice a stone, maybe there's a potential ladder, which creates Aji to potentially play something like this or something like this or some stupid move. It's just Aji, right? Aji's weakness, and it just creates more weakness. So I prefer getting more liberties first before playing a one-space jump. Okay. Yep. I like it. Ooh, perfect. Cut him off. I like this a lot. I really like the playing in this area. I do not like Tanuking, though. So weak groups first. I think this is definitely a weak group, and you are very strong here, so I would definitely want to attack. And since we are unsettled, the next thing to do is to surround. So since you're kind of surrounding on both sides, you can pretty much play in the center. So this is kind of the vital point of three stones connected is 2 spaces away in the center. I think this is a good attack. And if you do that and force them to connect, then you can potentially build up an area right here, maybe reduce, and just get some profit, right? And there you go. There's like 10 or 15 points right there. That is a successful attack. That's a simple way to do it. Of course, the game's not going to go so easily. Maybe your opponent resists with something, and then you have to do some stupid powerful attack or something. You never know. You never know how the game's going to go. But the idea is the goal, and the goal, I think, here is to attack the weak group, and the step of attacking, I think, here is to surround. So the steps of attacking are unsettle, surround, reduce ice space, and then vital point. So I think here you are at step 2, which is going to be surround. Okay, and we are playing a big move. Okay, so actually I really like that ladder does work. It does work, right? I'm not being stupid. Nope, it does not work. It does not work, guys. I was being stupid. Because if you played out, oh, there is this, which is not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's play this way, and then cap. Create a ladder breaker. And if you counterattack me, then I'm going to kill your group. You kill mine, I kill yours. Yours is bigger. Something like this. Something. I want to say yours is bigger, but also it would take a lot of reading here. I would have to read a lot. I'm sorry. I don't have the time to read. Okay, so maybe a little bit of a mistake here. If you play here, I wouldn't Nobi. I would just connect because you're already destroying the points. You don't really have a Moyo. If you can keep the Moyo, then of course keep it. But if you can't, then weak groups first, right? Stay connected. When you're defending a weak group, stay connected. So this is the way I would do it. So maybe a diagonal is better here if you don't have the ladder. If they can just cut through and you don't have the ladder, maybe a diagonal is better just to push in the area. With that being said, I still think attacking the weak group is the best play here. I still think weak groups first. Okay, so a little bit maybe of a mistake here. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw some conclusions because every single game or every single game review, I want to make sure you guys learn at least 1 or 2 things from them. So the things I really liked about this game is you were getting to the goals, maybe not exactly when you should have, but at least within a couple moves, you were getting to those goals. So maybe I'd like to see you get to the goals a little bit sooner, but I really liked that you were getting to them. I would prefer a little bit better shape, but that'll come with experience and more game reviews. I think that will come naturally. So you're doing that good, but both of those things can be improved a little bit more, but you are doing really good with those, and I really liked it. The things I didn't like is that you're not attacking the weak group. I think attacking the weak group is the big play here. Yes, the bottom is big. It is a very big move, and you were correct in reducing it and everything else. I really liked that you did that. I just wish you had done it after the attack. So I think attacking is bigger than a big move or reduction. So I would prefer you attack first and just, try it out. Try to just unsettle this around. And maybe you even get some thickness. Let's just say a basic attack where we cut off our opponent, right? We just do something simple where we cut off our opponent. Let's just play some Nobis, and then they escape. Let's say they escape or something, right? Well, now you have support to do this Knight's move right here to destroy the points. Even getting some thickness, even if you can't get a big Moyo or something, even just getting some thickness will support your next big move potentially. So this can support an invasion, this can support a reduction, this can support a weak group, this can support an attack, this can support a Moyo. Thickness can do a lot of things. Thickness is pretty powerful. So I would just like to see an attack here, and I think that is the big thing to take away from this game is look for those chances where you can attack. If you're not sure how to attack, then I would say unsettle and then just try to surround and just do that kind of blindly. Just watch your weaknesses, watch your own cuts and weaknesses and stuff, but as long as you stay solid and just try to surround them, even if you don't know what you're getting, you're probably getting something. And then from there, it's just learning how to utilize that or learning how to maximize the profit or learning what profit to look for, picking a direction, blah, blah, blah. But I think if you start attacking first, then you can start learning the next step. And I think that's what you want to take away from this game. All right, so that is it for today's game review, guys. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to see you guys next time.